Just when America has reached a breaking point with division, visionary influencer Danni Benson's I'm Proud of You Sis bro movement taps into the pulse and heartbeat of a culture radically torn. But this loving mom's voice of reason and calm has received national recognition.
How'd you balance having your children and always traveling with the Yankee organization?
When I became a dad, I said that I would always love like a mother.
I feel like I have to hide certain things or act a different way because I know some people or some kids feel like they have to. But
As part of the Chapters Network, Benson brings a weekly show aired worldwide on YouTube and Facebook, and her message is creating positive change. That's Wednesday at 6 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Hey, happy Wednesday. I am Danni Benson, host of I'm Proud of You Sis. Thank you for joining me. I have a great guest, Monica Morris, and today we're going to talk about 10 tips to strengthen your self-esteem. Why am I getting tongue-tied right now? But I just wanted to know, how's everybody's day going? We're about to have a nor'easter here in New York, so I hope we don't get like a foot of snow. I mean, my kids are excited about it. What kid isn't excited about a foot of snow? And skiers, but I wish it landed like on a weekday so my kids could have a snow day. I'm one of those cool parents that make hot cocoa, marshmallows, and all that good stuff, and have the kids come over because we have a big hill in our backyard. So everyone brings their sled and just, fly away. But I have an amazing guest called Monica Morris to the show. She is a serial entrepreneur. She has several businesses called Hello Brown Girl, the Business Breeder, and Just Add Vintage. Monica has been in the fashion world for years now. I don't want to say decades because I don't want to be like, she's old, because she's not. But she's been she is a well-groomed fashionista in the fashion world, and she knows her stuff. I've known her for a long time because I too was in the fashion world. I used to be a publicist for Ralph Lauren. Oh, so love Ralph Lauren. I so miss our team. It was an amazing experience, but I'm so happy to have Monica Morris here. Monica! Oh, I'm so happy to bring you your flowers on I'm Proud of You Sis. How are you doing? Thank you. And finally, you made it to my show.
Yes. I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, girl, you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Skin is tight.
Oh, thank you.
I love the glasses.
Thank you. Yes, honey. When you're a woman of a particular age, honey, you need your specs.
You know what? I'm supposed to be wearing my specs too, but I don't know what I did. I started drinking like a lot of carrot juice.
I need that regimen. I do.
No,
because
girl, one day I'm gonna write a book because I'm so full of regimens. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I'm like the solution girl. Like something happens and I'm always like trying to find a solution. Or like one of my close friends told me, you always bring advice. It's always advice. So,
right,
girl, let's talk about self-esteem. Okay,
let's talk about it. Let's get into this.
Let me tell you something. I got to lose a couple of pounds because of COVID.
You preaching to the choir.
Because, like it was very like an anxious time. Like the holidays came, COVID came with the holidays. Mm-hmm. Everything was being canceled.
Yes.
It was like everyone I knew was catching it. And people who never had it before was catching it. So now we're going into, February's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Valentine's.
It's Valentine's.
And, self-love day. And all that good stuff. And then it's spring. So I want people, especially women, young children, let's talk about self-esteem. I want to hear your advice of 10 tips.
Well, here's my 10 tips. I'm going to start with this by saying I think we all went through it during COVID. I mean, from the gaining weight to just not really caring like what you put on, because we were on lockdown for almost 2 years. And I know me and my sister, we cooked and baked everything, anything I can eat. I know for a fact during that time, I gained about 25 pounds.
Me
25
too!
pounds. I mean, girl, I ate everything because I had been vegan for like 2 years. I mean, for years prior to this happening. And when I tell you nothing was off limits, it was nothing else to do but to eat, go to Walmart, go to Target, go to Market.
It was Target, Walmart, Amazon. It was like Target.
That was it.
Walmart.
That was it. So at some point, food became the saving grace. What can we cook? What can we bake? What can we cook? What can we bake? So, I mean, I'm just saying, and coming out of that, now that the world is turning around a little bit and we got a little gateway and people are out here, we're getting vaccinated, people want to go back out. I mean, I know for me, it was almost like my clothes don't fit the same. You know, I don't feel the same. I got a little poof because I just been eating, and a lot of times that can weigh on your self-esteem as a woman. And it's not so much to please your male counterpart, but just yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What it does to you when you put on your dress and it doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same, you know. And then it also came down to we weren't really taking care of ourselves like normal, going to the nail salon, getting our hair done, you know, facials and all that, because all those things were closed. So your body kind of took the hit. And no matter what anybody says, when we look in the mirror at ourselves, we all want to look great. We all want to love what we see. And we all want to feel great in our clothes. We all want to feel great on it, because if you feel great on the inside, it shows on the outside.
Especially during the pandemic. I swear I was in sweats every single day.
Honey, tights and t-shirts.
My kids was like, Mama, are you going to get out your sweat? I'm like, I'm going to wash them and put it back on. Like, where are we going?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like, where are we going?
Tights and t-shirts. That was the thing. And get a sweatshirt, girl. You were in style, because where were you going? What were you doing?
You know what it is? It was comfy clothes.
Comfy clothes,
comfy food.
Yep.
And it was like Netflix and chill and chill and chill.
And chill. And chill.
You know what? Like the pandemic, you know, God bless anyone and everyone. I've lost family members, and it was just a sad time. But also with the pandemic, it gave a lot of people a new life, like reincarnation.
Yes,
you know, because they got to sit still, like for the first time in a long time, and really try to figure out, like, do I really want to do this job, or I want to do something else? Do I want to become an entrepreneur? Like so many people, you know, had to figure out what to do while they were just sitting at home.
Yeah.
So now it's a time to talk about, you know, our self-love for ourselves and our self-esteem, especially the pandemic has been hard for a lot of people. So I want to give a shout out to people who are going through things, depression, mental health is key. You got to constantly speak positive words of affirmations, and that
into yourself.
And that includes uplifting your self-esteem. And I don't care what anyone says about you. The only thing that I tell my daughters is, as long as you're comfortable in your skin, as long as you feel good about yourself, that's what matters. Because you're always going to hear chatter. There's always going to be someone who don't like you, don't like what you're wearing. You can't focus on negativity. The only thing you can do is
noise.
I can't. And especially with social media, there's so much outside noise, right? And it's outside noise from people I don't even know sometimes.
Right, exactly. And they have an opinion about you. And they have something to say about you, you know, but you don't know me. And social media has been, it is like, it's so much. You can go on social media and get overwhelmed.
A lot of people self-esteem. Let's start there. Because I was lucky enough to grow up in a generation where social media, we still was living our life yes, there was
Yes.
social media, but we weren't like glued to it. I feel so bad for the kids growing up in this age, especially going through the pandemic, because they were so glued to social media, where I think it's an addiction now, right?
Yes.
So it's always like comparing yourself. So even if you feel good about yourself, you now realize like, oh my God, there's someone that looks better. It's always gonna be someone that's
But
better
look,
and this, better
exactly.
than that, looks better. Like
Exactly.
there's nothing you can do about it. But
Exactly.
Monica, you take the floor and you tell me your 10 tips.
My 10 tips is 1, start with loving yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. And these are my 10 tips off the top of my head. You have to start with just loving who you are, no matter what. No matter what. Because as you said, that outside noise is going to be there. So you got to start with taking in who you are, being good to you, being kind to you, learning to love you. And that was one of my reasons for starting Hello Brown Girl, so that we as women, and it's Hello Brown Girl because I am a brown girl, but it's for all girls. It's for all women. Love who you are. And it was to uplift my sisters. Be kind, have something great, say kind words to your sisters. It's enough for us all out here to exceed. We're all beautiful. You know what I mean? We exuberate all of our own beauty. I'm not going to look like you. You're not going to look like me. My skin is brown. Your skin is light. Her skin is white. Her skin maybe have a tint of yellow, but we are all women.
Isn't that perfect though? Like, would you want
it is
to live
the perfect
in a world
rainbow
where it's just black and white? Like there was no color in between. Can you imagine having a Crayola crayon box and it was just like one color? Like,
one color.
How much imagination would I have just drawing with one color? I enjoy diversity because I love different ideas. I love to meet different people. I love to meet where people come from and their experiences because it's very intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why not love everyone around you? Because it brings color to your life.
It brings oh my gosh, yes.
One way of thinking. Just expand. No one is telling you to change you because you have to love you and you have to be comfortable in you. We're just saying just expand. And how you expand is first loving you, because if you love you, I feel that you can love the world.
Exactly. And you have to sometimes just step back, because a lot of times my mother used to always say, live by the golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated, which is so important, and a lot of times people are out here and they're quick to be so negative. But if you can just say, if you ever walk by someone and just say hello, you don't know that hello could change their day totally, just by that kind word of saying hello. How are you today? You totally can change their whole day by just being kind. So, but if you're not kind to yourself, you don't know how to be kind to others, which is something that we all should have learned as adolescents. But kindness goes a long way. But kindness also starts with being good to who you are, being good to yourself, taking care of yourself, taking time out for yourself, taking a moment, whether it's the way you exercise, the way you eat, the way you move, your thoughts, everything that you pour into you is an extension of who you are. It's an extension of what you bring to the table. So it starts all with self-love, with loving yourself, knowing how to be kind to yourself, how to be good to yourself, what makes you feel good, and even what doesn't make you feel good, knowing when you need 10 minutes. If you need 10 minutes or you just need peace, you have to learn how to take that peace, but you also have to learn how to respect other people when they need that same kind of peace.
And you know what? And you know what, Monica? Like, I don't know. I had like a dream, maybe because, God always speaks to me in my dreams and I remember stuff. So I always have a notebook next to my desk and I just like write things down. In the Bible, whether you believe it or not, when you say the term treat others the way you want to be treated, if every human being would do this on this earth that we are living on right now, we would have world peace.
Oh yeah.
Think about it for a second. Like when God told me that, I was like, yeah, if
Yeah.
every human could just say, I want to be treated the way I want to treat people the way I treat myself.
Yep.
If we just cared about people, if we had empathy,
Oh,
if we would
yes.
listen to understand, if we
Mhm.
took time, if we said positive things, because these are the things but you know what I realized though? Treat others the way you want to be treated. What about if you don't like yourself?
And that's the thing. That's the key right there, what you just said, Danny, because that's why I said you have to learn to love yourself first, learn to be kind to yourself first, learn to respect yourself, which is key. Respect yourself, because if you can't respect you and you're not kind to you and you don't love you, you can't give it. You
No,
cannot give it. Or you,
no.
and people will think, oh, they're giving it, but you can't. You can't. So it starts with us.
With
It
you.
starts with each and every one of us. Learning how to love ourselves, being kind to ourselves in order to know how to do it to our friends, to our husbands, to our wives. You know, if you can't start at home, you're not going to be able to give it anywhere else.
And
You're
you
not.
know what breaks my heart? What breaks my heart is that it's like when you have children, of course we all get upset at our children, right? And they do
Mm-hmm.
things that might upset us. So I even when I get upset with my kids, I always like get upset. And then I'm always nurturing them afterwards. And I
Mm-hmm.
always let them know I still love you though.
I
I don't
still
want
love
you to
you.
think because I'm
Yeah.
upset means that I love you less.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
think you got to start the positive affirmations to your children from birth. Like
But
my
oh
kids,
yes.
when I'm doing their hair in the morning, it's like I'm the best. I can sing. I can dance. I'm
Mm-hmm.
constantly like feeding them like words of love and encouragement and nurturing in
Mm-hmm.
hopes that they become good human beings to themselves and to other people. And
And
if
they
we can
will.
all do that, can you imagine like this world would be such a better place?
It
There's
would
so
be
much
such a
unkindness
better
going
place.
on.
It would be such a better place. And you keep nurturing those two, Gigi and Lolo.
Gigi,
Yes, you keep nurturing
I
those
love you
two
some
little
Gigi and Lolo.
princesses, because the thing about it is, like, well, right now my children are grown. All my children are grown. They're
You
32,
got grown
20.
kids?
I have three. 32,
Girl,
30.
you have like no wrinkles in your face. Grown
Honey,
kids?
that's called skin tinkful.
No, you need to give me those tips. You need to give me those tips, girl.
I'm a grandmother. I have 8 grandbabies. I have 8 grandbabies.
You
Yes.
have 8 grandbabies?
I have 8 grandbabies. Yes. And I try to teach them and show them, love, to love each other, to be kind to each other, to be good to each other, but also to be good to themselves. That's important. Because if you teach them at that young of an age to be good to them, they will be good to other people. You know what I mean? They will love other people and they will put that out in the world. Not to say, like you said, we all have our bad days, we all have our yelling moments. But the key here is you start them while they're young. You nurture them. You feed those affirmations into them. You let them know you're beautiful. You let them know you're kind. Even speaking kind to them when they give you something, thank you. It teaches manners. And when I hear that, when we're out and they do it to someone else and that someone will do something else, say thank you. It makes me feel good because I know that what I'm pouring in, they're getting. They got
You
it.
know what you're
They
doing?
received it.
You're putting a seed in them.
Yes.
You're planting that seed, right?
Yes.
And then you're watering it.
Yes.
With positive
Activity.
things, like about who they are, about what they can accomplish in the world, about like, you have to treat people kindly and you have to accept people's differences. It's just watering that seed. If you say negative thing to that seed, it becomes like a weed.
Right.
And negativity likes to spread really fast like weed.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay.
It'll spread like, oh my gosh, like the plague, And the one thing I do want to tell everyone, here's a tip. Start your day with an affirmation, even if it's the same affirmation, because what you think about, you bring about. And one of my favorite affirmations, and I believe I have it out there somewhere on one of my social media, it is, my life becomes a masterpiece when I learn to master peace, because I'm always seeking peace. And you have to know, when you start your day with a good thought, or you start your day with intention, you move throughout your day with that same intention. No matter what happens, you move. So start your day with an affirmation. Get a vision board. That is also a way to just help change things and help get your self-esteem to where you want it to be. It doesn't have to be nothing outlandish. It doesn't have to be to own a jet with your name plastered on the side of it. But start a vision board, because those things too will help your self-esteem, because you start to see that I can achieve this. This is possible. A lot of times people think, oh, vision boards, that's so corny. No, but if you stay in tune with it, they do work. They do work.
So what are other tips? What are other tips?
Other tips, take time for yourself. Even if it's just a 10-minute walk outside, take time for yourself. I'll get in my car and I'll just drive. It may sound funny, but I will get in the car and drive up 95 until I get tired and turn back around, because that's my moment. Whether I'm listening to an ebook, whether I'm listening to music, whether it could be anything from R&B, it could be Beyonce, and I just be having my Beyonce moment in the car, or it could be right down to rap music. I mean, it just depends on what I'm feeling or what I need to get out. And that moment, even if it's just complete silence, just gives me a chance sometimes to think, to clear my head. And life is so crazy and things move at lightning speed. Stuff happens that we can't control. And sometimes we have to find ways to step back and take our own peace. Because if we don't, nobody's going to give it to us. Nobody's going to say, well, we're going to give you today, and nobody's going to bother you. Nothing bad is going to happen. Your phone isn't going to ring. 10 things aren't going to fall on your desk. So you have to find ways to take your peace, even if it's 10 minutes. And 10 minutes can totally change you, shift you in a moment, give you that moment to calm down, because we all need that as mothers, as business women, as daughters, as friends, college students. I don't care where you are in your life. Even a 5-year-old needs her peace.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So we got to find ways. And what I'm learning now is I started meditating, but I find that in the midst of meditation, I get so relaxed that I fall asleep. So I'm trying to find ways to stop falling asleep. But
that's really good though, because that means your mind is so peaceful.
Yes, but
it's at rest.
And it's bad.
It's at rest.
It's good and it's bad, because I find it depends on what time of the day you're meditating.
You know what you do? Like, because I meditate. I'm a morning person. So
okay.
I'm the kind of person that goes watch the sunrise. That is like my peace. Because we have beach near us.
Oh my God. I'm coming to your house, girl.
Oh girl, you gotta come. Yes. We have a beach. It's so much fun, and the girls love it, and the girls will wake up with me because they're morning people too. Like, because I made them morning people, and we'll go in the car and we'll try to catch the sunrise.
Oh wow.
But the thing with meditation is, what I do is I set a timer for an hour. Okay. Just in case if I do fall asleep, then the Alexa will be like, Danny, get up. Danny, get up. And that's how I get up. So you should try that, because sometimes
I will set a timer, because girl, listen, I felt myself like doing that number, like sleep. So, but again, it's a moment. That's your peace. That's your peace. And you're teaching those little women to have that same kind of peace, that you have to take that time for yourself.
And you know what? Thank you, Stephanie. I love meditation, because I get a lot of answers that way.
Girl.
I get a lot of answers to meditation, because it's like you're listening to your inner voice. Like your inner voice comes
Mm-hmm.
And it makes my body feel so relaxed that I know what I have to do. I
Mm-hmm.
know what I have to do. And when you meditate, it's basically developing a relationship with yourself.
Self. Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
like it's blocking the noise out.
Mm-hmm.
It's breathing in and out. It's
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself in a relaxed
That
state.
state. Yes.
Okay. It's getting like all the junk out of your head, and you're at one with yourself. I
You are
think when you meditate, you're the closest to yourself than you could ever be. So anyone out there, please get a book. If you've never meditated before, learn how to meditate. I know we might sound foreign to you, but it actually works.
It works. It works. It works. It works. Just take that time and I sit. I just started doing it recently in my bedroom when I wake up in the morning and I get myself together. I make my bed. I have to make my bed or I'll get back in it. So I'll make my bed and I sit and but I'm going to set the timer because I'm going to try not to fall asleep from now on. I don't want to fall asleep, but I do like the idea of just having that calm moment to myself before my day starts, because I never know what's going to come at me during the day or where my thoughts are going to take me or where I'm going to end up. So having that moment, even if it's just for 15 minutes, 20 minutes and half an hour, just to sit in that calm space before my day, before I get moving, is like therapeutic for me. It's been therapeutic.
Monica, you got to come back. You got to come back because we have to finish. We have like at least 7 more tips to go.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Yes,
So,
I have to come
you
back. I
got to
would
come
love
back.
to
You know
come
what?
back.
I want you to come back. Let's finish the tips in February.
Okay.
Because you're such a great guest. You're so energetic.
Oh,
I
thank
want to
you.
give you your flowers. I've been proud of you for years.
Oh, thank you,
I
Danny.
look up to you, and I'm going to call you about your beauty regime. We should have a show
Okay.
about that because, girl,
Yes.
you are flawless.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, love.
8 grandkids later, woo!
Yes.
Flawless.
Thank
I am
you.
so proud of you, Monica, and you're definitely gonna come back
I would
next
love
month
to.
so we can finish the tips because you are super amazing. But everyone out here, thank you so much for joining. I'm proud of you, sis, with Danni Benson. Thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna have Monica come on next month to finish more tips on strengthening your self-esteem. So see you then. Thank you and bye. And see you next week, guys. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining. Bye.